Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and Nintendo is doing us all a favor. I'm not sure how many of you were able to catch the Nintendo Direct, but it looks like they're adding a lot of previously released games. They're basically taking these retro games and bringing them to the Nintendo Switch platform. And one of the games that they're going to be bringing to the Switch platform is going to be the Power Stone collection. For those of you who know, Power Stone is a game that came out back in, I want to say, in the early 2000s on the Sega Dreamcast. And this is a game that we played a ton. I played this game a lot. There used to be a community center that we used to go to, and we would have tournaments in this game. And the beautiful part about it is that now this generation is able to experience Power Stone, and they can experience it without having to actually link up and, go to someone's house. You can do it all online. Although there was just something really special about playing games like Power Stone in like a couch co-op format. I don't know if like playing someone online is going to have the same feel as everyone being in a room and gathering together and talking smack, to someone's face. A lot of that is going to change. But I mean, like I said, I think it's a great thing that Nintendo is doing because they're giving everyone an opportunity to experience these games. Another really cool collection that's coming to the Switch, which we all knew that this was eventually going to happen, but they're bringing all of the 3 Castlevania games that we got on the DS. Now these are being moved to the Switch platform in a new Castlevania collection series. We knew that this was coming because we've gotten so many Castlevania collections. We got the original Castlevania collection. Then we had the collection of all the Game Boy Advance games. And it was only natural that we were going to get a collection of all of the DS games. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a Castlevania collection of the PlayStation 2 games, which I think is Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence. And those weren't just on the PS2. I think those were on the Xbox as well. So I wouldn't be, surprised about that. Lords of Shadow might be a little too recent for them to do a collection on that, but I definitely see Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence somewhere down the pipe. But again, this is pretty awesome. These are 3 great Castlevania games, which if you had to buy them separately, they would be pretty expensive. But I think you can download the collection right now. And I think it's about $25 and pretty much enjoy 3 amazing Castlevania games. And on top of that, you can also enjoy a Castlevania arcade game that I don't think it was ever released on home console. I'm not sure, but I did see that there was like a Castlevania arcade style game that's going to be a part of that collection. So that's really cool too, being able to experience the Castlevania games. And then there's another game that everyone is going to have the ability to play. And I know this is one that I have in my small PlayStation collection as well, and that is going to be the Suikoden games. So you'll also be able to play Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2. They're going to be releasing a Suikoden collection for everyone to be able to take advantage of, and that is also going to be made available on the Nintendo Switch. So I mean, they're bringing so many of these classic games to the Switch, and in large part, I feel really excited for this generation that never got to experience the originality of the late 90s and early 2000s of gaming. So many amazing games that we got to experience, and from my childhood, from Gen 4 to Gen 5 to Gen 6 and even into Gen 7. And now this next generation is getting ready to be able to enjoy a lot of those games. So I'm really, really excited about that. Hopefully you're excited about that, because a lot of these games that they're bringing to the platform are pretty expensive if you were to try and buy them separately. So them bringing these games to a platform like the Switch is going to be pretty awesome. There are some games that I would love to see Nintendo bring to the Switch, games that I don't think a lot of people have ever heard of, but games that I think a lot of people would enjoy if they're given the chance to experience them. And one of those games is a PlayStation 1 game. I'll take it out and I'll show it to you here. But I think this is a game that I would love to see brought over to the Switch. This is Silhouette Mirage. This is definitely one that I think the modern gamer would enjoy. It kind of mimics a lot of what you see when it comes to these like modern day platforming games. So I think this is a really cool one that I would love to see brought to the Switch. There's some other ones that I think I would like to see brought to the Switch as well, that I think would do well. Jackie Chan, would love to see the Jackie Chan beat 'em up game that came out on the PlayStation. Would love to see a game like this released on the Nintendo Switch. I think that that would do pretty well. And another collection that I had mentioned in the past, I would love to see them bring the Mega Man Legends collection. Dude, Nintendo, what are you waiting for? I know that this is something that's coming down the pipe. It seems like Capcom is putting their entire classic catalog on the Switch. So I think it's only a matter of time before you see the Mega Man Legends collection on the Switch. Hopefully in that collection, they also include the Adventures of Tron. That is an extremely expensive game that I've never been able to get my hands on. So hopefully if Nintendo does, or when, because I'm putting that into existence, I do believe that that the Mega Man Legends collection will make its way to the Switch. And when it does make its way to the Switch, my hopes are that they include the Misadventures of Tron in there so that everyone can experience that and get a chance to see what those games are like. Another game that I would love to see brought over to the Switch would be Tail Concerto. That's another game on the PlayStation 1 that's eluded me. I have never been able to get my hands on that. Hopefully they bring that there, bring that to the Switch. And then finally, some of these really expensive Sega games, I think really deserve a spot on the Switch. For sure, Burning Rangers, definitely, we need to see a port of that. We need to get that on modern consoles for sure. Guardian Heroes deserves a port to the Switch. We definitely need to see this ported over to the Switch. And then, of course, Lords of Thunder. This is one that I would love to see brought over to the Switch as well, because these are all just classic games. Classic games that are stuck on older consoles and are, for the most part, pretty pricey, right? It's tough to get these games physically. You can always emulate them, but it would definitely be great to kind of have them on Nintendo on the Switch. I'm currently not collecting for the Switch right now. I've been focusing really on my retro catalog. I've really been locked in on building back up my PlayStation 2 collection from all the games that I sold out of here. I've been actively working on building back some of my GameCube collection, and I've been putting in some work on my 360 collection, so just getting that back in order. But I'm happy. I'm happy that these games are getting ports, so that everyone can experience them. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about these remakes and remasters being added to modern consoles. And are you excited for them? Or on the flip side, do you feel like this is just an example of game studios and game developers lacking originality and lacking the ability to produce newer, better, more innovative games? I'm interested to know your thoughts. It's the Y2K Collector. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take it easy.